So what does it really take to get to the absolute top of your game and then just stay there? I'm not talking about being good or even great. I'm talking about becoming truly, genuinely unstoppable. Today, we are diving deep into that very mindset, using legendary trainer Tim Grover's playbook to figure out what it takes to get there.
All right, here's the game plan. We're going to break down 5 key ideas from Grover's philosophy. We'll start with winning the war against overthinking. Then we'll look at the different types of competitors, tap into a hidden power source you already have, lay out the rules for being relentless, and finally we'll hit the one thing you just can't skip.
So picture this. You've got an elite athlete, one of the best on the planet, and he's in a total freefall. A crisis. His team is thousands of miles away, the media is just blowing up his phone. So he secretly hops on a private jet, flies clear across the country to see one person, because he is desperate. He's completely forgotten how to win. And those 2 words he flew all that way to hear? Don't think. That's it. That was the whole conversation. Just a simple command to shut out all the noise and trust what his body, his instincts already knew. You see, the problem was never his skill. It was all happening in his head. And this, right here, gets to the absolute heart of the problem for so many incredible performers. You know, their biggest enemy isn't a lack of talent. It's the paralysis that comes from overthinking. The second the pressure is on, they stop trusting their gut and they start analyzing and second-guessing, questioning the very things they know how to do blindfolded. You can just see the whole downward spiral, can't you? It kicks off with all that external pressure, the media, the coaches, the fans, which then creeps inside and becomes self-doubt. And pretty soon, he's consciously thinking about stuff that should be pure muscle memory. And in that tiny moment of hesitation, boom, he's forgotten that he already knows how to dominate. Okay, so to figure out how to get from all that overthinking to just knowing, Grover came up with this really powerful framework. He says that every single competitor falls into one of 3 buckets. You're either a cooler, a closer, or the rarest of them all, a cleaner. So the real question is, which one are you? And maybe more importantly, which one do you want to become?
So at the very, very top of this pyramid, you have the cleaner. And look, this is not just somebody who's good when the heat is on. No, a cleaner is basically a force of nature. They don't just show up for the big moment, they create the big moment. Their mindset isn't, yeah, I think I can do this. It's, I own this, period. And this is where it all becomes crystal clear. Just look at how each one handles pressure. The cooler, they'll shy away from that game-winning shot. The closer, oh, they'll take it, but only if the odds are in their favor. But the cleaner, they don't even think about the odds. They just act. They trust their gut. There's no thought, no hesitation, just action. So how on earth does a cleaner operate with that kind of pure instinct? Well, they do it by tapping into a power source that most of us are literally taught to bury deep down. Grover's argument is that to be truly relentless, you have to find and harness your dark side.
I mean, just think about it for a second. As babies, we are relentless. We demand what we want, what we need, and we make 0 apologies for it. We are born as these pure, raw, unstoppable little creatures. But then we get taught to be good, to be quiet, wait your turn. We're literally trained to shut down the very instincts that are designed for our survival and our dominance. Grover has the perfect analogy for this. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll is who we are out in the world, right? Polite, follows the rules, keeps our real urges in check. But Mr. Hyde, that's that alter ego that lives in the dark, the one that acts on pure instinct and raw desire. A cleaner doesn't try to get rid of that side of them. No way. They learn to control it, and then they unleash it when it's time to win. And let's be really clear here. This isn't about being evil. It's about control. This untamed part of you is the wellspring of your killer instinct. It's that primal hunger for success. A cleaner doesn't try to suppress it. They put a leash on it, and they point it directly at their target. Okay, so accessing that dark side, it requires a kind of operating system. A set of principles that are completely non-negotiable. Grover calls these the 13 Relentless rules, and they basically define the entire cleaner mindset. Now, you're probably wondering, why are all the rules labeled number 1? It's simple. because on a cleaner's to-do list, everything is the most important thing. There is no hierarchy. There's no picking and choosing what's important today. Every single rule is the top priority, always.
Just think about what this code of conduct really means. It means you actually thrive on pressure. It means you're addicted to the result, not the process. And this one, wow, you would rather be feared than liked. This is a mindset that doesn't even compute failure. There are only targets and a whole bunch of different ways to get to them. And all of this brings us to the final, absolutely unavoidable truth of the relentless mindset. You can have the perfect psychology. You can tap into your dark side. You can know all the rules. But without this last piece, it all adds up to nothing. You have to do the work.
This quote really says it all, doesn't it? The real work, the hard work, it starts from the neck up. You have to train your mind to command your body. 'Cause sure, physical talent can make you great. But true, lasting, unstoppable dominance, that is always, always a mental game.
So what's the essence of doing the work? It's this, right here. It's about intentionally seeking out discomfort. Every single day, you have to force yourself to do something you don't want to do. You have to push past the laziness, the apathy, the fear. That is how you build the mental callus required to become unstoppable. The process itself is pretty simple, but it is not easy. It's just a relentless loop. You decide what you want, you commit completely to the price you'll have to pay, you act without a shred of hesitation, you get the result, and then, and this part's important, without a big celebration, you just repeat the whole cycle on the very next goal. And in the end, this entire philosophy, all these rules and ideas, they all boil down to this one single powerful question. You already know what you need to do. You already have all the tools you need inside of you. So, what's stopping you?